Hi everyone, welcome to JE Max, JE Advanced, Mains and Advanced Extreme Series. This is season number 2 of JE Max. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, in season number 2, we are completely concentrating on a topic. After that, we have been concentrating on complex numbers, which is the most important topic for all competitive examinations. So far, we have completed 12 lessons in the complex numbers. Now, this is lesson number 13. Through this lesson, I am giving very good information, and this is the continuation of the complex numbers lesson. And again, I am requesting my friends, please don't forget to check the description and please don't forget to press the bell icon. There you will get continuous notifications of the coming lessons also. Through this lesson number 13, we are just concentrating on the De Moivre's theorem and the roots of the complex numbers. Yeah, here I'm just giving the basic introduction of the De Moivre's theorem, and with the help of the De Moivre's theorem, how can we extract the roots of the complex number? Only I'm just explaining. Later in the next classes, we are completely focusing on the applications of De Moivre's theorem also. So anyhow, what is the De Moivre's theorem and how, with the help of De Moivre's theorem, how can we extract roots of the complex numbers? Let see the things. Now, this is about the De Moivre's theorem. If n is an integer, this is important. If n is an integer, whether it is a positive integer or negative integer, then cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. The thing is, easy way to remember is cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n, you just multiply this n with theta. That is cos n theta and plus I sin n theta, you will get it. Okay, this is for what? If as n is an integer. Okay, and how to get it? That it's a simple binomial theorem concepts only we can apply. That proof also I will give later. But here you just practice the formula. So what is cos theta plus I sin theta whole cube? Simply you can write this as a cos 3 theta plus I sin 3 theta. What I am doing, just to multiply this with theta. Just to multiply this with theta. So this is the easy way to write for n as an integer. Suppose if n is a rational number of the form p by q, where p comma q are integers and q not equal to 0, then cos p by q theta plus I sin p by q theta is what? Is one of the qth root of cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q. So this is very, very important point to remember. So for cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q, see there is a lot of difference between cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n and cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q. Here n is an integer, whereas here for p by q, this structure has q roots. Of that, this structure has q roots. Of that, cos p by q theta plus I sin p by q theta is one of the root. That's why what I mentioned here is one of the values of. So immediately you have to ask a question. So how many values will exist for this one? You may get q values. After this is one of the values. So for any structure of the form cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q, there exist q roots, q values. All that values are called the roots of this particular equation. Okay. After this is one of the value, and how to find the remaining values, that I will also give. Okay. So here p by q is what? It is a complete simple form of the ration. There is no common factor for both p and q. Suppose 4 by 6 is there, you have to write that as in the form of 2 by 3. And 2 by minus 3 is nothing but minus 2 by 3. There is no negative quantity in the denominator. Q is always what? Positive. So cos theta plus I sin theta whole power p by q has how many values? As I said just now, q values, of which this is one of the value. Then what is about remaining values? That remaining values we can write that as in the form of a general value. That general value that I can write, just add 2k pi to the value for theta. So if I have add, suppose if z is equal to Now r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Now I am generalizing the thing. Then z power 1 by n. This is nothing but r power 1 by n into cos theta plus I sin theta whole power 1 by n. So as I said just now, for this expression, it has n roots. Of that, one of the root is what? R power 1 by n cos theta by n plus I sin theta by n. But if I want all other values, then all other values I can write that as r power 1 by n into cos of, you just 2k pi, that means general value for 2 theta, so that becomes 2k pi plus theta by n plus I sin 2k pi plus theta by n, where k is equal to 0 to n minus 1. From 0 to n minus 1, how many values are there? N values will be there. If you have substituted the values k as 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to n minus 1, you will get n values for this one. These are called what? N roots of or nth roots of the complex number z. So, for how to find this nth values, for whenever a complex number is given for you, to find the roots of the complex number, first you convert the entire complex number into polar form or modulus amplitude form, and you just add 2k pi to the argument, where you have to consider here principal argument only. Later, for z power 1 by n is equal to r power 1 by n into, you multiply that 1 by n to this angle, that is 2k pi plus theta by n plus I sin 2k pi plus theta by n. So this is the way to find the roots of the complex. These are all are called what? N roots of the complex number. That's why actually I told the cube roots of unity, the fourth roots of unity. Already I have explained those things in our previous video. Okay, as per the De Moivre's theorem, as an application of De Moivre's theorem, how can we extract? Actually, for cube root of unity, we did like this. For cube root of unity, we consider that as x, and later we simplified this by cubing on both sides, and we got the roots. But the same x, I can also write that as what? 1 power 1 by 3. This I can write it as, first of all, cos 0 plus I sin 0 whole power 1 by 3. Here 1 by 3 is a rational number. Whenever a rational number is given for you, then it has 3 roots because the denominator is 3. Based upon the denominator, the complex number possesses that many number of roots. Since 3 is in a denominator for this rational number 1 by 3, therefore it has 3 roots will occur. How to extract that 3 roots? For that, what I am doing is, now I am first multiplying the general value, which is 2k pi plus 0 plus I sin 2k pi plus 0. That is, I am adding the general value to the angle argument, principal argument. And now you multiply 1 by 3 to the angle, that is 2k pi by 3 plus I sin 2k pi by 3, where k is equal to 0, 1, 2. If you have substituted k is equal to 0, then x is nothing but cos 0 plus I sin 0. That is nothing but 1. If k is equal to 1, x is equal to cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3, which is nothing but minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. This is minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2. And if k is equal to 2, x is equal to cos 4 pi by 3 plus I sin 4 pi by 3, which is equal to minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. That is minus 1 minus I root 3 by 2. This we call it as omega, and this we call it as omega square. The same thing we explained in our previous video. But now I have derived the same thing with help of the De Moivre's theorem to in the form of finding the roots of a complex number. This is the structure. So whenever a rational function is given for you, a rational number is given for you, then according to the denominator of that rational fraction, the complex number should exist those many number of different roots. And those roots can be extracted according to this formula. This is the method to find the roots of the complex numbers. And see, my friends, and that z power 1 by n I can write in the Euler's form very simply. And if I have substituted k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1, and I will get all the terms there in from the form of GP with this as the first term and this as the common ratio. So all these roots are what? N distinct roots. So all the roots represented by the any complex number, if it exists, are always in GP with first term as r power 1 by n e power theta I by n, and with the common ratio e power 2 pi I by n. Okay, my friends. Now coming to a simple example, what are the find the fourth roots of 1 plus I root 3. Fourth roots means fourth root of 1 plus I root 3. So that means what? Actually, if it is cube root of unity and cube root of fourth roots of unity, since the complex number is very simple and general one, it is very easy to extract them. But now, how to find fourth roots of unity? So I can write this as like this. So that means what? 1 plus I root 3 whole power 1 by 4. So how many roots will exist? 4 roots will exist because denominator is what? 4 here. So this complex number possesses 4 different roots. How to extract them? First, what I am doing is, as per process, now first you write this as in modulus amplitude form. So 1 plus I root 3, this I can write it as what is modulus? That is 2 cos. This is cos tan root 3, that is cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Now add 2n pi. So this is cos 2k pi plus pi by 3 plus I sin 2k pi plus pi by 3. Now this I can write it as 2 into cos, by taking the LCM, that becomes 6k pi plus pi by 3 plus I sin 6k pi plus pi by 3 whole power 1 by 4. Since power is rational number, so this I can write it as 2 power 1 by 4 into cos of, now multiply this with here, cos of 6k plus 1 into pi by 12 plus I sin of 6k plus 1 into pi by 12, where k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you have substituted the values of k equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3 respectively, you will get all different fourth roots of unity. That I am explaining in the form of the detailed solution like this. The same thing here, a small mistake has been committed by me. Here it is what? This is 6 pi. So 6 pi plus 1. Here is 6 pi. You please change that small mistake here. So you just I am replacing by, because I am after taking the LCM, this becomes 6 pi, not 2k pi. This is 6 pi. So this I can write it as what? 2 power 1 by 4 cos of 6k or 6n, whatever it may be, 6n plus 1 into pi by 12 plus I sin of 6n plus 1 pi by 12, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 or k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, because it depends upon your variable that you have been adjusted there. Nothing to worry. So this is the mechanism to find or to extract the nth roots of the complex number. This is very, very important, and this is the beautiful application of the De Moivre's theorem. Okay, my friends, hope you will enjoy this video. If you like this video, please share and subscribe my channel. And again, I am requesting, please don't forget to check the description. There I am providing very good assignments, question papers of JEE Mains and advanced on par with the present standards. And moreover, please don't forget to check, press the bell icon. We will meet with the next lesson. Okay, thank you.